Saturday morning. Saturday morning. All right, all right, all right. Happy contractors. Brian Adams here, the contractor's contractor. Got a little cup of coffee, 10 a.m. It says I got two eyeballs. See if anybody can type in. Let me know where you're watching from. We're on YouTube, Facebook. We're on X. Just going to spend a little time this morning talking about business. Actually, talking about these business manuals that I'm trying to give away to some contractors for me, which is crazy huge. Starting, because this is April, what is this, March 1st? Let's see. Yep, March 1st. Pull up my calendar. There it is. Give me the month. So the last Monday, there it is. March 31st is the last Monday. So March 31st, Monday, we're going to be starting a 6-week, maybe 8-week mastermind. Couple of reasons. One, for me, April 1st is always the new year. It just mentally is everything. That's why it's called April Fools, because in Europe, when they switched it over to January the 1st, who's the fool, right? People out in the country away from the city didn't know that they had switched it over, and they were celebrating the New Year on April 1st. So they called them April Fools. And to me, that just makes freaking sense. Why would you start the new year in the middle of winter? Everything is dark and gray and dead. April 1st is, the beginning of spring. Flowers are blooming. The leaves are coming back. It's just the beginning of life again. It's just, and especially for construction, man, that's when we kick it off, baby. During January, February, December, even parts of October, we just don't. That's not our busy season. It's springtime and forward. So for me, April 1st has always been my new year. So I'm kicking off that whole new year, and I'm doing this mastermind. And I had kind of like, I don't know, I'd always leaned against giving away our business manuals for a lot of different reasons. But I've also said that this right here, the owner's operating manual, I mean, it's step by step. What is it? Let's look at the table of contents. Mission and values, brief history of the company, key contact information, phone answering and inquiry handling SOP, consultation estimate SOP, job site preparation SOP, new hardwood floor installation SOP, job completion and cleanup SOP, the post-job follow-up review request SOP, hardwood floor maintenance program SOP, number 11, social media and online presence SOP, number 12, customer referral and loyalty program SOP, client communication and follow-up, referral and networking, warranty SOP, the crew conduct and professionalism SOP, employee and subcontractor onboarding training, job costing and budgeting, tools and equipment inventory and tracking SOP, interviewing new team members SOP, everything. It's literally a step-by-step how to run this business. It's a 15-year-old could pick it up and run the business. And you've heard me say in, I don't know, video after video after video, as a man with the weight of the world, raising a family, everything falls on your shoulders. Yes, a life insurance policy is important. You got $1 million, a $2 million life insurance policy, which is great. Something happens to you, the family gets $1 million, $2 million. Trust me, within a year or two, it will be spent. I have always said the best life insurance policy you can give your family is this. If something happens to you, God forbid, your son, your daughter, your wife could walk into the office, pick up this manual, and step by step know how to run your business, and nothing financially in their life would have to change. In fact, with the instructions, they could grow the business and earn even more money. So we're going to be giving this away. The second most important is the Office Manager Manual. It's probably the second thickest book. It's, I don't know what but it's step by step. So whoever, and you've heard me say this, uh, I don't care if you're a contractor doing everything yourself and you need a part-time helper. You need someone to help you unload the van, pick up the tools, do the cleaning, all of that shit, because you do. Uh, but it's my belief after doing this for 40 years that the first person you should hire is an office manager. Some lady, maybe retired, that's been in construction before, that can help you out. I've had a handful of contractors call me up and their wife is part of the company, which I cannot stress enough how blessed you are. My wife has been a part of this company. She's the reason this company grew. She's the reason we started charging for estimates. She's the reason I started doing videos. All right, we're back, and everybody's gone. God damn this internet! I'm gonna have to move and go into another room. Fucking living on the ranch, killing me. But the Office Manager Manual is the second most important, because this is step-by-step instruction on, for her, how to run the business. And yes, her. I'm a male chauvinist pig. I want a female answering the phone, building the relationships, keeping you organized, setting up the appointments, everything. Uh, Look at these. What's the table of contents? The roles and responsibilities for the office manager: phone answering, inquiry, and handling stuff, scheduling the consultation, the follow up, managing the customer communication and follow ups, tracking and organizing the leads, billing, the invoices, payment process, Google business profile, online reviews, all that, all the internet stuff, handling the complaints, customer issues, the social media marketing, the daily and weekly office checklist. Everybody works together. She makes sure that happens. Third is the sales rep project manager manual. What's up, Big Charlie? Man, let me know if this freaking internet goes out. I'm just going to change locations in the house. This is step by step how to sell the job. And then what every company needs. Oh my God. Over and over and over again in different Facebook groups. It's how do you get employees? How do you get employees? It's like, God damn, man. You don't get employees because nobody wants to work for you. Why would anybody want to fucking work for you? Honest. I swear to God. Honest. Answer that fucking question. Why would somebody want to work for you? What are you offering them? Are you paying them enough money to buy a house, take vacations, treat their family the way they should be treated? No, because you're not even making enough money to do that for yourself. God damn. That's all in this. How to fucking hire people. Right off the bat, what's it say? Information, the quality, the course, employees. Right there. Employment policy only with floors is always, we are always hiring and looking for great people. Never hire when you need people, because then you're stuck taking whatever the hell applies for the job. We hire based on personality and attitude, not skills. Skills can be trained, but the work ethic and the professionalism cannot be. You should have a page on your website that you can send people who are interested. You go out to a restaurant, you see somebody busting ass, you hand them your business card, but not the business card. You need a card just for always hiring employees. Say, man, we are always looking for young men like you, young women like you. If you're interested, here's what we're able to offer. Here's our training process. Here's what we do. Man, you can start here, and within 3 years, you'd be at this part. And then in another 2 years, 5 years later, you'd be making this much money. 10 years, you've got a career, man. It's like all of that. They've got to have a vision for their future. You got to find out what their goals are. God, I've been doing the employment hiring seminars. I've been doing for over 35 years. I mean, and I always joke when I'm doing live seminars, and I say, we've got some great employees, and all of them, no matter how great they are, none of them, and no matter how great of a guy I am, and ask my kids, they'll tell you how good I am. And even some of my friends will lie about it. But the employees are not coming to work because I'm a good guy. Nobody's fucking coming to this job and scraping corners and running the edge or staining floors because I'm a good guy. Hell no. They're coming because they've got their own reasons, man. They need their own money. They've got their own family that they're trying to raise and take care of. And they want to buy them a house and drive nice cars and go on vacations, maybe buy a second vacation home. All of that, man. They want to live the same kind of lifestyle that you want to live. You've got to be able to provide that for them. And in the beginning, as soon as you meet them, you've instantly got to be able to share that with them. Hey man, what is it? How much you making right now? You got your own house? You got this? What kind of car are you driving? What kind of vacations do you take? Yeah, okay. With us, you can do all of these things, and here's how you do it. But none of you guys are in that fucking position. Some of you are, but the ones that you are, you know exactly who you are, because we have conversations all the time, and you're laughing because this is part of the fucking conversations. I know some guys that do really well in hardwood flooring and have a good freaking 12 different dudes, 14 different guys working for them. And their guys get paid very well. And that's why they stay around, man. The easiest way to get good employees that you don't want to train is to steal them from other companies. If you know some guys in the industry and you're like, man, those guys are freaking, quality is top notch. Not only is the quality top notch, but they do outstanding. They do it super quick. So the profit margins are really high. Steal those guys. How do you steal them? You offer them more. You offer them a bigger future, a brighter future. It's like, dude, not only you come over here with us, not only are you going to be making more money, but here's where you're going to be in 2 years, 3 years. You're going to be overseeing 2 or 3 different crews. And with every crew, you're going to be making a percentage of the profit. So the sky's the limit. You're making 100 grand right now. You want to make 150 right now. Boom. You want 200 grand. Boom. You need more than that, 250, 300. You can oversee and manage 3 different crews. You're going to get a percentage of that. You want to move out of state. You want to move to a different city. Bam, let's set you up, man. We'll start up a whole nother location, wherever it is that you want to move. And how are you able to set up those other locations? Right here. Right here. All of these freaking manuals. You know exactly how to get on the internet. You know exactly how to get the phone to ring. You know exactly how much money you need to spend to get the phone to ring. Certain amount of times you know exactly how many times the phone has to ring to turn out to be a project, all of that. And guys ask me all the time, hey man, I need more leads. I need more leads. I'm like, get better at closing the leads that you've got. Construction can be, man, construction can be so extremely lucrative, but at the same time, extremely, extremely frustrating. You seen that video where the guy and his wife went into the homeowner's bathroom with a sledgehammer and was breaking down the tile and shit because she didn't pay. And I don't know, man, maybe she deserved it. But you get to that point as a contractor. It's like some of these homeowners will drive you crazy. But most of the time it's because you're doing shit so wrong. Is you get to the point to where you let these homeowners get you that frustrated. It'll drive you nuts, man. It's crazy. It's and it can be whatever you want it to be. So anyway, we're giving these 4 manuals away, and not just the manuals. It's the whole mastermind. Started Monday, March 31st. We're going to go every Monday for like 6 weeks, maybe 8 weeks, because once you say, yeah, I want to be a part of it, we're only doing it with 5 contractors. I've had 3 contractors reach out to me and say, hey, I'm in. I'm going to do this. But as of now, they have not clicked the link and signed up. So it's first come, first serve. So if you're watching this video, if you want to be a part of this, be the first one to click and sign up, and you're in. And all the people who said, yeah, I want to do that, and didn't click the link and sign up, too bad. So yeah, so you're going to get, as soon as you sign up, we're going to email you these. You're going to print them out. You're going to you're actually going to send the email over to Kinko's, which is shit. That means I'm old. It's FedEx. Have them printed out, put it in a little, you don't need the spiral bound right now. You're going to have the hole punch, put it in a little notebook. Each one of you're going to have 4 different notebooks, because for the 6 weeks, if it takes 8 weeks, it'll take, we'll go 8 weeks. But for the 6 weeks, every day you're going to be going through the book, trying to implement every part of that system. And you're going to have a little stick-it notes. So as you're going through the different pages, some things will apply to you, some things won't. I got a couple of guys, some painters, do things different. So and then every Monday, we're going to talk about what applies to you, how you can change it. We're going to help. So the whole mastermind is making sure that you customize it for your business, for your industry, for your trade, for your company, so that at the end of the mastermind, they will be ready for you to put in a spiral bound, and you're off to the races. And you'll always have it. And it's time goes by and your company grows and things change, you're going to always be able to go page, have it printed out, and you're good to go. I think Tommy Mello said he paid a dude almost 300 grand to come in and help him put the manuals and operating procedures for A1 garage doors. So there it is. March the 1st, we're going to hit it. And that's going to be the kickoff to your new year, your new life, your new career, your new business. Just reach out to me, send me a text message, or hit me up on Messenger. I'll send you the link. First 5 people to sign up, first come, first serve, and that's it. And why it's not just the manuals. I always tell you guys, it starts with knowing what kind of life you want to live. You've got to ask yourself that question. And unfortunately, enough people don't ask themselves that question, because deciding figuring out what kind of life you want to have, what kind of life you want to give your children, what kind of life you want to give your wife, other relatives, how you want to help them, generational wealth. Talking to a guy, Glenn, last week, and we were laughing, joking. I said, man, the only reason I'm even still doing the hardwood floor crap, and I'm not traveling not traveling the country in my RV with the wife, doing stand-up comedy at different venues, is because my daughter, wants to grow. Her and her partner want to buy the business, grow it, and grow it 100 times more than what I did. That's why for the last 6 months, we've been going through this and updating everything specifically for her and him. We've got 2 other young men who will also get copies of the sales rep project manager, because they're moving into that role. They've got a vision. They got a 2020 vision, meaning in the next 20 years, they want to have 20 crews and keep them busy. And I think 4 locations. So that's 5 crews per location. It's all mapped out, and we're just working it backwards. And I'm with them for the next 3 years, maybe 5. I mean, I'm always around, right? No matter where I'm at in the country, I'm a phone call away. So that really does help. But the next 3 years, kind of hands-on, really teaching them. So that's that. But if you design the life that you want, and whatever that life is, it takes money to achieve it. Period. Anybody says something different, they're full of shit. All you need is love. That's a fucking Beatles song. It takes more than love, trust me. But and I was telling in a Facebook group yesterday, and I was telling the guys yesterday was Friday. Every Friday I play golf with a bunch of guys. Actually, for the last 6 months, it's just been me and another dude, my one buddy. But we've all been playing golf every Friday since 2001. We've missed a couple here and there. Even shit, at one time I had 2001. I moved to Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. I was there for 3 years, but had been flying back over here probably at least once, normally twice a month. And we were playing, and when I was here, we played golf. So I have not missed too many Fridays. But yesterday, since it's just me and my one buddy, and he's like 79, right? My other buddy's 84 and still kicks my ass. But we got paired up with these 2 other guys who were like, one was 75, one was 76, and they looked old, and they were like kind of bragging that they're old. And we got in the golf cart, and my buddy was laughing, going, "They kids, because he looks probably 65, right?" But one of them was a doctor, a family doctor here in Irvine. He was from South Carolina, so we struck up the conversation. I was like, "Damn, man, I got 2 townhomes down in Myrtle Beach." He goes, "What? Shit, man, you must be rich." I'm like, "I do all right." I said, "Really, it's not Myrtle Beach," because every year for the last 50 years, him and his family, a bunch of them, all of them, they rent this huge house down in North Myrtle Beach. And I was like, "Shit, man, I love North Myrtle Beach is way more my favorite than Myrtle Beach." I said, "But actually, I'm on the other side of that. I'm in a little town called Surfside. It's the family-oriented, city." And he goes, "Oh my God, yes, we know Surfside, but all this other stuff." But he's a family, doctor. And I Googled it and I looked at it and I was like, man, on average, they make about 225 grand. And I'm thinking, shit, man, all the schooling that he had to do and pay for, and all the work that he has to do. Me, a little 16-year-old redneck, or a redneck from North Carolina that quit school at 16, earn almost double what he does, which is because I'm in construction and I'm running a construction business the way it should be ran. I'm like, that's just in my mind, that's crazy to me. And I've been a student of Robert Kiyosaki for a long time. So if you know anything about the quadrants, a doctor is always trading time for money, trading time for money. So it's never a business owner. It's employee. It's kind of like that. You look at the tic tac, but it's employee. You're trading time for money, trading time for money. If you get the balls to open up your own business and become self-employed, you move down to the next quadrant, which is self-employed. And that's where most contractors stay. They stay self-employed. That means, again, they're trading time for money, trading time for money. If they're not there, they're not getting paid. If they're not there, the business isn't running. It's not a business. If you have to be there, it's not a business. It's a job. You work for yourself. Working for you probably sucks. If you read business books, start with the E Myth. I met Michael Gerber in 1988, I think, 89 maybe. That book just made sense. Although it made sense, I wasn't able to put the systems together and all that shit, but it made sense until I met the gentleman who worked several and owned several businesses, did all of it kind of fall together. And started putting all of these together way back then. So, but then you go from self-employed up to business owner. That's the B. So it's ESBI. And B is business owner. You're no longer trading time for money. You've got several employees who do everything for you. The business runs even if you're not there. How does it run? It's step by step on the pages. Um, and that's when, like, I've got a couple of guys that, like, got a couple of painters that finally have put this into practice. One of them is now, his painting company runs itself. So all he's doing is he makes custom cabinets. Uh, and now that's a whole separate business. So he's got the two businesses, and he's trying to get the cabinet business to run itself. Another painter has that part of the business running itself. He's right now starting a second business, which is remodeling bathrooms, and from there he'll go into remodeling kitchens. So it'll be kitchen and bathroom remodeling. 5-year plan is to eventually just be the full-on general contractor building homes. And he wants to get that part of the business running itself. And then you kind of do other things, whether it's business related or traveling with the family. But these businesses have to run themselves. The guy that's doing the painting and the cabinets, we were going back and forth on Messenger this morning, and remember, I'll read it. But he was saying is like, so when you go from E, employee, S, self-employed, B, business owner, I, investments. So your money works for you. And this young man was saying, he says, I stay broke, but invest all of my money, and I act like none of it's there. And you guys have told, the first thing I tell contractors when they ask me for help is, you've got to pay yourself way below your means. All the money goes into your company. All the money goes into your company. Pay yourself the least amount you can get away with. Taking money from the company is killing the golden goose. Your company is the golden goose that lays the golden eggs every fucking month. And so, like, right now, before we bought this ranch, I was doing pretty good, paying myself 200 grand a year, working about 2 to 5 hours a week, helping my daughter and her partner take over everything and learn. We bought this crazy ass ranch. We said, no, the company has to pay me now 300 grand a year. So, but with that, I'm willing to put in 10 hours a week. And help you guys more, go on more estimates, train you more, train you faster, yada, yada, because we need more money. And they're like, and they want to take more money and pay me more. And I'm like, no. What the fuck is wrong with y'all? You can't take all of that from the company. It is not our money. It belongs to the company to grow the company, to wrap the trailers, buy new equipment, train new employees, all of that stuff. Put up new yard signs, triple our investment with Google ads, all of that. Hire another office manager, another sales guy, project, everything. It takes money to grow the business, and you're taking all the money out of the business. The business is the goose that lays the golden egg. You got to get that. So this dude says, look, I stay broke, but I invest all my money. I act like it's not even there, which is what you should do. Please, if you have not, at least once a month, read the book, The Richest Man in Babylon. Just read it over and over again. He said, I can understand why people are broke these days. Most thought that the gravy train would never end. And he's talking about the COVID days. He said, he says, I have received, this is the painter dude, right? I've received more phone calls about painting work in the past 3 weeks than I did all of last year. And it's because he's listened to me. He's put in all the work over the years. He says, well, and you leave it at that. But it's because he's making all the investments, making his money work for him. So he went from, when I met him, he was in the S, self-employed painter, doing everything, taping everything. You know, I think he had one helper, and we got him to the B, got him into the business so the company runs itself. But all of that to say this, man, it's like, it's not fucking rocket science. If I can do it, a retarded kid from North Carolina that quit school at 16, I could not read. Shit, I barely can now. Had to teach myself to read. Can't write. Uh, I've written, I don't know, maybe 6 different books. And it used to be as annoying as hell because I'd have to write, and then I'd send it to a couple of people to edit it, and then and I say, dude, just do this, fix the spelling, fix the grammar a little bit, but don't change it. This is the way I talk. This is the way I want people to understand it. All of that. So it was hard finding people to work with me like that. But now I don't have to. I got Chat GBT. I just tell Chat, I say, hey man, here's what I'm doing. Help me. It's crazy. Uh, and now I've used it so much, it's like we're like good friends. And I just bring up something, and Chat's like, yeah, but your personality and the way you talk and the way you explain things to people, here's how we should word it. And I'm like, go for it, man. Write it down, Chat. Write it down. So I've been able to fire my editors. But it's planning it out. And you have to have the money to. Had a guy reach out to me this morning. Wish I could share his message, but I should have asked him if I could. But he's 41, uh, which I told him is a great age, because for men from the age of 40 to 60 is when you earn uh, your highest wages your entire life. And I think it falls off at 60 because dumbasses like me go, I've had enough. I'm done. I'm gonna start traveling. And I did that at 40. Uh, I gave it up at 40 and somewhat retired, right? Was it 40? No, actually, it was 30 something. So 2001, I sold everything. Sold my company, sold the house, sold the cabin, sold everything. We moved back to South Carolina, bought some property. I traveled around for 3 years with Zig Ziglar, Les Brown, Jim Rohn, those guys. Made okay money. Family didn't like. They did. They loved the South. They just didn't like the weather. Period. The bugs and the weather, the hurricanes, the thunderstorms, all of that. They like, no, we want to move back to Myrtle Beach. I mean, we want to move back to California. So sold that shit in California. Sold all that shit in South Carolina. Moved back to California 2004 as a personal development and leadership presenter. I was making good money, enough money to live comfortable in South Carolina, but only about 20% of what I needed to live in California. So I had to quit doing that shit with those guys. Uh, Still remained friends with shit. Most of them are dead now. Jim Rohn's dead. Zig Ziglar's dead. Les Brown just turned 75. I think we talked last week. Uh, yeah. So Mark Victor Hansen is in Arizona now. But yeah, so to make the money to live in California, I had to go back into construction. But by then, 2004, my God, was it easy? Yeah, easy, just easy. It's simple. I always say it's simple, but not easy. Because building a business is very simple. It's just not easy because most people aren't willing to put in the work. But in 2004, it was easy and simple because the internet was here, and I knew the internet. I knew the internet because of all the shit I'd been doing for the last 3 years as a uh, motivational personal development speaker, trainer. I already had the websites. We already went through different websites on which ones worked. We were already kind of doing videos and video testimonials, but they were too incredibly hard to upload. There was no such thing as live video back then. Uh, Man, I remember having dinner with Jim Rohn and Les Brown and just talking about shit. I wish it was easy to do videos on the internet. Uh, and that was still another 2 years away. Uh, and so we did the website thing for the hardwood flooring, got back into that. I knew Google Ads. That was, a game changer because in the beginning it was like the phone book and the Craigslist. That was all gone, and the door hangers. We knew all of the freaking numbers for marketing. And my buddy said, "Man, it's Google is the way," because we were not doing Google Ads for the speaking industry. That was all uh, almost all referrals. Like from one speaking engagement, you'd get 10 inquiries, and from those inquiries, you'd get 3 to 5 jobs, and then that ball just kept rolling like that. But we did the videos. My wife had the little camcorder, and we'd do I've got the video testimonial with me and Les standing beside each other, Les Brown, where he's talking about me, and this is Les Brown's baby. This is Mimi Brown's baby boy, Les Brown, and I'm standing here with my pride and joy, Brian Adams, that kind of stuff. And then we would do, video testimonials with participants as they were leaving the seminar. And again, it was all handheld camcorder, the little 8mm tapes. And it was a pain in the ass to download them to the computer. You have to use these freaking crazy expensive programs to try to somehow get it to the website. But so we did that in 2004, got the website, got to Google Ads. And my wife is like, man, we got to do these videos. Like, I was like, no, this is construction. She's like, what's wrong with you? No. Everything you were doing with Les Brown in the speaking industry, we need to do in the construction thing. I'm like, no, we ain't doing no fucking videos. Blah, blah. And so she showed up at the job site one day, and she goes, no, we're doing a welcome video. And we still use it today. It's a shitty ass video quality wise. It's not a good video content wise. You can hear her laughing at me. That video has made me, I don't know, well over $10 million. Well over 10 million. And from there we started doing the content videos. We did the video testimonials. But it was too effing hard. And then YouTube showed up. And we were on YouTube instantly. I said, oh shit, this is a game changer. So I started doing like these home makeover remodeling videos. So I was recording video again with the freaking camcorder, and then uploading it to YouTube. And then Google bought YouTube. And it was like, bam, like it was just, we've always been there. So getting back into the industry, 2004 was crazy easy. 2008, the economy crashed, no big deal, because Google, we stayed busy through all of the housing market crash, when all of the construction trades were going out of business, as well as most of them should have, because they should have never been in construction. It was almost like the COVID days before the crash. But at that point, I was like, nah, I'm done with this. So we sold that company and just didn't do anything for a couple of years, and then needed some more money. We traveled around quite a bit, and I was like, yeah, fuck it. We do only wood floors. And then I was going to sell this company, and the daughter's like, no, I want it. I want to buy it. Because at that point, I realized I should have never sold any company. And I tell guys all the time, the biggest mistake I ever made was selling companies. I should have only sold 80%, 75% really, so that you kept 25% of the residuals forever. And so that's what I was going to do with this company. My daughter, and she grew up in the industry, kind of. She watched it she watched me grow them from, like, I think, because she was born 2001, right before we moved to South Carolina. So by the time we got back here, she was like 5, I think, 4, 5, getting ready to go into school, and we homeschooled her. So she knew, she's seen it, and she's like, no. And she told because my wife came to me with it. I don't know why she didn't, but my wife did. She's like, hey, Danielle wants to take over the business. One, you can't do it by yourself. And my wife was like, well, you do. And I was like, yeah, I'm special. I do it because, I've hired the people to do it. But she went to my wife and she said, hey, tell Dad not to sell the company. I want to take it over. It was like, he makes a lot of money and he doesn't do anything. And my wife started laughing, going, he makes a lot of money because he did a whole lot of things, and now he doesn't have to do those things. She goes, well, no, I understand that, blah, 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 blah. And so then we had the partner that wanted to join it. And so we worked out all the numbers, redoing all of these, started setting the plans. Because I told them, I said, yeah, and I kind of wanted them to, because because I wanted someone who wanted to grow the business, because I wanted more money. Yes, I'm greedy like that. so we could travel. And then we bought this effing stupid ranch, which is, good and bad. But it's all possible, man. I'm telling you guys, my God, if you're not where you want to be, it's your fault. The answers are out there. Whether you get the answers from me and my YouTube channel, whether you join this mastermind and do these manuals, do your own manual. It's just a lot of effing work, and it takes a lot of time. You have to go through it and then read through it, and then you have to sit down, and and you really, literally, you have to think second by second. What happens? One, you got to do your missions and values and what you stand for and all that stuff, and then it really does start with how do you get the phone to ring, and it's step by step. How do you get the phone to ring? Well, it's referrals. Well, how do you get the referrals? It's the chicken and the egg. Which came first? And then because you get referrals, but you get referrals from jobs. Well, how did you get the first job? How do you get the boom? And what did you do to get the referral? How did you get that homeowner to refer you to someone else? And do you try? And then you go back to them, and then you ask them, and do you follow up? Do you do so? All of that. That's everything. That's a system. So referrals. But to me, I'm not a fan of the referrals. Someone gives us the referrals, we send them to the website because they have to go through the same system that everybody else goes through, so that we're not wasting time. They have to know the numbers, all of that. But all that shit is figured. It's all figured out. It's all written down step by step. But it's like, do you do the door hangers? Do you do the mailers? Do you do the yard sign? And it really starts with your website. You've got to be on the internet. The website in my book for contractors only. You've mastered your trade. Now master your business. I mentioned that your website is the heart of your business. I don't have a book in front of me. And then you've got to do. You still have to do this. This is old school everything. This is all old school marketing that we've done since the 80s. And it's not internet. You can put some of this on the internet, but it's not internet based. But you still need to be doing all of this. You need to write your own book, 9 Secrets to Refinishing Hardwood Floors, Tips and Tricks. Yeah, look at it. Tips and tricks from the nation's favorite hardwood floor expert, me. But we used to give these out to interior designers, decorators, contractors, and we may go back to that. We may go back to this, which will be inserted into this with all the paperwork and a whole bunch of other helpful stuff. And we'll be going from office to office, because that's how you build in all the different locations, from San Diego to Malibu, everything in between, out to Palm Springs. There will eventually be 2 people hired to do nothing but build relationships, meaning going in, meeting with general contractors, meeting with interior decorators and designers and real estate, not real estate agents, real estate brokers. And they'll be given that. And all of that will have the QR code on it. And it'll be, because the QR code will send them to the website, which the website is everything. And then they'll search us on the internet, and they'll find us on X, and they'll find us on Twitter, and they'll find us on Instagram. But what they'll really find is our YouTube channel, which has over 100. I don't know how many videos we got. 1,000 now. Let me see. Bear with me. Let's look this up. Let's see. Yeah, so we've got about a little over 600 videos uploaded, and probably another 300 that should be uploaded. And we're doing, I don't know, minimum somewhere between 2 to 5 videos a day, and they'll be uploaded. So we'll have over close to 1,500 videos, but we have them strategically placed on the YouTube because it's the first page of YouTube, just like the first page of the internet. That's where you want everything to be found right then and there, which is what I really need to do with my Contractor's Contractor, the Contractor's Contractor YouTube channel. I've never really went in there and strategically fixed the front page. But that's what all of that is. So you need that. So you need that website that builds an instant relationship and trust. It pre-sells the leads before they call you. It educates the homeowner. By the time they call you, they feel like they know you. When they get on the phone with your office manager, because the office manager has videos on YouTube, has videos on the website, uh, they're like, "Oh, I seen your video," and then and they're best friends. And then when the sales guy shows up, it's like, "Oh my goodness, yeah!" They already know him. Because they've seen the videos over and over again. Uh, and all of that is everything is step by step written down right here, so that a 15-year-old could pick it up, read it, and do it. Uh, and then it just falls and grows. And I've been preaching this for 10 years at least. In the last 3 years, I've been screaming it, and there's been a handful of contractors. I mean, very few hand contractors that have uh, picked up on it and done it. Uh, One guy, I'm not gonna, I'm neutral about. He's in Atlanta, Georgia. I'm probably more negative than I am positive, but I'll just leave it at I feel neutral about him. But man, he took everything I said and did it, man, ran with it. And I mean, he is huge on YouTube and the internet and his website, and he now charges for estimates and everything. Uh, but look, man, the answers are there as a contractor. Because again, you start with what kind of life you want to live, what everything, what kind of father you want to be, what kind of husband you want to be. And I'm talking to the man, but yes, women too. Uh, what do you want to provide? What kind of lifestyle do you want to provide for your family for generations to come? It takes money to do that. It takes a vehicle to earn the money to live that lifestyle. And if you're in construction, you can build the vehicle. And the better you build the vehicle, the faster you get there. Uh, and that's what all of this is. Definitely the YouTube channel, which everything is free. Just go there, suck it up, put it into action. All of it. But again, if you're struggling, if you're not there, if you're working the 80 hours, if the vehicle that you're trying to build keeps breaking down, it's no one's fault but your own. Uh, I'm not going to mention this guy's name, but the guy that reached out to me this morning started out with this is embarrassing. This is pretty embarrassing to do this, but I'm fucking broke and I could use some help. I'm not going to say where he's at, but he is in Hardwood Floor. He did say he's 41. Uh, he was doing the Angie's List and was paying a lot of money for that. The leads dried up. He spent like $8,000 on the Google ads. Nothing really worked. Uh, he says, I have no idea what I'm doing wrong. I could really use some help. I'm at the point here where I may have to go work for someone else. I've got a little change to correct the advertising. Can you point me in the right direction? And yes. And without over the last 3 to 5 years, when guys reach out to me, because I just told you the website is the heartbeat of your company. First time, anytime someone reaches out to me, I immediately say, "Look, man, I'm not trying to be a dick, but your website sucks and it needs to be rebuilt." What? You've never even seen my website? I don't need to. I've spent tens and tens of thousands of dollars building and rebuilding websites, having 3 different websites at one time on the internet, and sending people there to see which one worked best because we were testing them, and then we retest them and do this other stuff. And I had already spent 3 years, really 4 years, with websites in a whole different industry. So I already knew, and I spent the next freaking 20 years figuring out what's the best website for construction for contractors. Because I really like my wife said, "Hey, we need these videos." I'm like, "Nah, that's a whole different industry. That ain't gonna work for the contractor bullshit." And she's like, "No, no. You've spent 4 years teaching personal development, and everything is based on emotions. We need to control their emotions." So I knew we knew. It just took a while to get there. So yes, I can say like without fail. And so when I hear that, I know he spent $8,000 on Google Ads and it didn't work because his website sucks. All of it. All I mean, you can pay a billboard. They go in any ad, any marketing that you use, whether it's Facebook, the radio, TV ads, billboards, door hangers, flyers, anything. Homeowners are going to go to the internet to search and find you and do research on you before they call you up and invite you to their house. You need that internet presence. That starts with your website. It moves instantly to YouTube and Google Maps. Uh, and all three of those need to be done at the same time. And that's all on my YouTube channel for free. So if you're not doing it, it's your fault. If your business sucks, it's your fault. If your life sucks, it's your fault. Uh, I recently been telling people, please read the book, The Courage to Be Disliked. I always have a problem saying it. It's ad adherlian. The hell is it? What is it? Adlerian psychology. So how? Yeah, Adlerian psychology. Adlerian, Adlerian, Adlerian psychology. It's based on that. And I agree with about 65-70% of it. But the entire book is talking about personal responsibility. No matter what has happened in your life previous to right now, whether no matter how you were raised, your dad was around, your dad wasn't around, your mom was an alcoholic, your mom wasn't, you had a great loving family, no, you were child abused, whatever it is, everything has happened to you from this moment back plays a part in your future. The only thing that matters going forward from this moment, from this second, right now, the only thing that matters is you. You've got to get that, man. My program, mental martial arts, that's what that's about. It doesn't matter who you are, how you grew up, what city, where at, any of that stuff. You may be limited depending on what country you live in, but if you're in America, oh no, no, no. If you woke up in America, you don't have shit to complain about and cry about. All the shitting and crying and complaining, that's you coming up with excuses why your ass is fucking lazy. Period. Uh, as of April the 1st, I will no longer be working with uh, contractors and construction companies. Uh, we're focusing on business owners and going back to my mental martial arts program to do more of that, to tell people your life sucks because of you. What are you going to do about it? Because all that shit, all the reasons that you're trying to give me and all your other friends of why you're not succeeding, those are bullshit stories you are telling everyone uh, to make up for the fact that you're lazy and you're not and you have no self-discipline. No, Brian, those aren't stories. I didn't make those up. Those things really happened to me. I know they happened to you. They happen to all of us. But all you're doing is using them as excuses to stay lazy. To stay lazy, period. You're overweight because you're lazy. Not lazy as in you don't want to work out, because you really don't have to work out that much not to be overweight. It's what you're eating. And I will, man, and I changed this over the last 3 years because I used to blame 100% on the person. And now I've went back because we've been lied to for the last 75 years. So I've went back and I've changed that to where you're lazy and you're not educating yourself on what you should be eating. Because we have been, I mean, so I do give, I've changed that over these last 3 years. But the answers are out there. Don't be lazy. Find the answers, take the action, change your circumstances. All right, guys, I am out of here. That is 54 minutes, and I thought I was going to be here for 30 minutes. One last recap right here. All 4 manuals, I'm going to send them to you. We're going to spend 6 to 8 weeks making sure that you customize them for your trade, for your business. So at the end of the mastermind, these are your manuals. 5 spots are available. 3 people have reached out and said, I want to do it, Brian. They have not clicked the link and signed up and registered. So it's first come, first serve. I really hope 5 other people click the link. So when these 3 people come back to me, I can almost, I just want to be able to say, no, man, you didn't, you waited. You got lazy. You lazy. Take fucking action. Take action. Nothing. Oh my God, man. Nothing you read, nothing you listen to, no conversations that you have. Nothing matters in your life, in your business, in your relationship. Nothing matters except the actions that you take every second of the fucking day. God, man. April 1st, baby. April 1st, I'm taking the 3-month hiatus. I'm doing a 90-day run. I'm spending 90 days because that's a season. That's a season. And I'm a firm believer of the seasons. And again, April 1st for me is my New Year's. So I'm taking the first 3 months of my New Year and I'm spending it on me, just me, writing and reading and just spending it with me. I am doing these, that 6 weeks will be every Monday. I'll meet with these contractors for these manuals. But rather than that, it's all me. When I come back, I'm working with business owners only. And I'm doing the mental martial art podcast stuff, my shit. And I'll be bringing in a lot of other guys that I know in the industry. Some dudes that used to work with Anthony Robbins for years. One dude, Wesley, was Anthony Robbins' top sales guy for years. And it's fun to listen to him tell stories and how he helps people. But we're going to be doing that. So it's a new day. All right, guys, I'm out of here. AJ, good to see you here, brother. If anybody missed this, rewind it, take advantage of it. I am actually heading to San Diego to pick up my brother-in-law. All right, guys, I'm out of here.